Hey friend, happy Wednesday. Classic Abby move. Don't even know what day it is. It's Wednesday. You're halfway through the week. I wanted to get on here today and in honor of really helping you reflect and focus on your heart during the month of February, your identity, and being really transparent and open with you about my story and how far I've come in my journey to health. I wanted to take some time today, just a few minutes, to share with you my story when it comes to anxiety and depression. So I've got my lemon water with me, whether you're drinking coffee, I already finished mine, whatever that looks like. Grab a drink and sit, pull up a chair with me for a second, and let's talk. About taking care of your heart, the journey of moving your body, changing your mind, putting good things in your body, and really becoming the best version of yourself each day with small intentional action steps. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, I'm pretty open and transparent about my journey with anxiety and depression. It's a huge part of my story, and I feel really, really passionate about sharing it with other women. Because it's something that I feel is not talked about often enough, especially as I was walking through it. And so I said that I would be a voice of truth for people out there struggling, because I think we often silently suffer. So I want to take you back a couple years to 2014. That's really when the brunt of all of it began. I had grown up with a pretty normal childhood, had not experienced anxious things before. Looking back, I maybe see some tendencies that I had, but nothing that was to the point of, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Stress and what I believe to be lots of environmental toxins. I'm super sensitive to medicine, and all these things threw my gut into a complete tailspin. And I started majorly struggling with anxiety and depression my freshman year of college. It's a huge life transition. Add in the gut issues, and I was a force to be reckoned with in the worst way. My gut was in a very, very bad spot. I'm 5'8", to give you kind of a visual of myself here, and at one point I was about 100 pounds. I couldn't keep food inside of my body. The minute I would eat, I would immediately go to the bathroom, and it was the worst thing in the whole world. My mom was like, "What's going on? You look like you're making yourself throw up." And I was like, "I'm not. I can't keep food in. I don't know what's going on." And if you know me really well, you know that I love food. And so it was a real struggle for me. And so I decided that I was going to eliminate gluten, which in 2014, 2015, this was not a thing. You didn't eliminate gluten from your diet. It was like very new. I had blood tests done. I wasn't a celiac. And so my journey to correcting my gut began. And at the time, I did not realize the impact that our guts have on our entire body. Your gut stores, which they're calling the second brain, doctors are calling the second brain, stores 95% of our serotonin. It's held in the lining of our gut, and serotonin is a happy hormone. And it's the hormone that when it dips, you start to really struggle with things like anxiety and depression. And so I was really struggling. It got really bad. It hit its peak point 2015, 2016, actually 2015. And I was gluten-free, and I remember looking at my mom, and I was not suicidal, but the thought of being dead sounded much better than it did than being alive. And that catches a lot of people by surprise, because I would consider myself to be someone that's full of life, embraces life, loves life. And those thoughts were just so far off from my character. And so I went to a doctor, and of course, I had never seen her before. I was pretty new to the Texas area. I had not had an issue where I needed to go to a doctor, and so I found one, and she asked me a slew of questions. Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you blue? Yes, 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 all these things. And she prescribed me some medication. And I remember her handing this one medicine to me called Klonopin, and she said, in case of emergency, you can use this. It will really give you relief. And I was like, okay. So I go on my merry way. About a week later, I remember having a really bad night, and I was messaging my mom. I was very open with my mom about all of this. And she said to me, or I said to her, I was like, I need to take this. I'm like really struggling. I feel like I can't come up for air. Like I'm drowning right now in my thoughts and the struggle of this. And so I did. And y'all, I'll tell you, the way that I felt on that medicine is the way that I feel now with zero medicine, taking care of my body, flooding it with fruits and vegetables. I felt incredible until about 2 o'clock the next day when the medicine wore off. And I was like, where's the pill bottle? And so I did this for about a week. And I remember going, I can't do this anymore. If I keep going this route, I will be addicted to this medicine. I was already addicted. I was already reaching for the pill bottle by 2 o'clock that first day. And so I went through withdrawals, y'all. 10 days into taking that medicine, and I went through withdrawals. I was shaking. I was uncontrollably crying. My mom was praying with me, and I was walking on campus in a circle and just like trying to walk it off, basically. And it was horrible. And I vowed from that moment on I would do whatever I had to do naturally to get my body to the place that it needed to be. So I saw a holistic health doctor. My parents spent thousands of dollars on those supplements, a slew of supplements. And not that it didn't work, I made some progress, and she really validated me. She was like, there's a lot of things going on inside. Your feelings are not crazy. How you feel is absolutely valid, which makes you feel when they say, hey, you're not crazy for feeling this way, you feel, you're like, okay, thank God. Like, is this all in my head? And so anyway, I did that for quite some time, and really by the point of 2017, I had kind of given up on it. Taking 40 supplements a day was not something that was sustainable, and I was just dreading it. And so anyway, I was kind of at this stopping point. I was gluten and dairy free because all the issues started to happen again, and I eliminated dairy. And I remember my mom sharing with me, fall of 17, right before I graduated, my mom, at the beginning of the semester, I was miserable, y'all. I was grumpy all the time. You can ask Zach. You can ask my mom. You can ask my dad. I was a miserable person to be around. I mean, I was grumpy. Every time I ate, I was nauseous. So I hated doing anything that involved like social eating with people because I just felt like complete shit afterward. Horrible. It was horrible. I mean, and that's not even an exaggeration of how I felt. It was nasty. Like, I would be down on the couch for an hour. And so anyway, I was kind of at my breaking point. And I was like, I guess these are the cards that I've been dealt, and this is the way that it's going to go. And my mom courageously shared something with me, and you've heard me talk about it very openly and transparently on here, called Juice Plus. And I was like, what is this stuff? I was like, fruits and vegetables? Okay. Not even joking. That's how I treated my mom. It was, and I feel horrible because I was so rude. I was like, okay, got it. Sure thing. She was like, take these bags. She gave me the red and green bags, and she was like, I want you to take this. And I was like, okay, yeah. So anyway, I haphazardly took it. Zach and I get married. I graduated college. He deploys, and I was living at home for a little bit before I moved to our home in Abilene. And I remember my mom looking at me and saying to me, Abby, I want you to give Juice Plus a year. She goes, I really believe that this can change your life and your health. She said, but give it a year because it takes our body cells 1 year to completely regenerate. And she said, if at the end of the year you feel no different, I'll leave you alone and you can walk away. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a year. I was so desperate, y'all, because I had made a commitment at the start of 2018 to work on my health, become the best version of myself. And I said, I'm over anxiety, depression, feeling like crap, like I'm done. And so, y'all, let me tell you, that year changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. And it was not overnight. It was not overnight, but the dramatic effects that fruits and vegetables, concentrated produce that was getting into my bloodstream within 30 minutes, it was the easy button that I needed to propel my health forward. And it's the easy button that I will take for the rest of my life and recommend to everyone in my life because of the impact that it's had on me. And I would be a fool not to share it with you. I would be a fool to keep it to myself because of the impact that it's had on me. And that's how strongly I feel about it. And I don't feel that strongly about very many things in my life. And so the brain fog went away. The anxiety and the depression towards the end of the year went away when I incorporated our omegas. The nausea at the 4-month mark, I wasn't nauseous anymore. It was incredible. I was drinking a cup of coffee a day by choice. I was astounded at what had happened over that year. And so I just want to encourage you, if you're struggling with your health, if you're struggling with anxiety and depression, that does not have to be the end of your story. It does not have to be the cards that you've been dealt. There are solutions. There are things that you can do. It may take a little longer than the normal traditional route, but it's absolutely worth it. I would love to talk with you more if you're open to it, more about my story and how maybe Juice Plus, whole food nutrition, and making those changes could impact you and your life. So anyway, I hope that this inspires and empowers you. Go get after it today and do amazing things. Thanks for listening.